magnets and sort of like a gun or like a reeling mechanism from like a fishing pole, a couple different ideas, and we sort of came up with a launcher that launches a magnetic grappling dart. There it is. And it will pick up these blocks that currently have numbers on them, and then the numbers are part of a math game for children ages like 5, maybe even younger, like 3 to, I don't know, 7 for this kind of game, because it's like just an addition game. The concept we had was a launching mechanism, and then you reel it back in using this little reel just with your finger, and the string would be attached to the dart, and then it would launch it, grab the block, bring it back in, and then it'd be like a solo play. You could also have it for like multiple forms of interplay. So the components of, this is actually part of a big game that's like sort of modular. So there's the magnetic grappling launcher, as well as the cards, and the cards and the blocks would go together as part of, like, you could have it as a math game, you could have it a word game, you could have it a shape game. It's for kids that are learning how to do something. So we have like the magnetic grappling launcher, the blocks, and then the cards.
Yeah, you can even go as far as be modular, and then you create. Currently, we just have a box of a board game right now with as a map game and a number game. But if you go as far as you can be able to create a modular gaming board, essentially. So like whether you place obstacles in the way and stuff like that, you have a you have a mounted launcher, mounted gun, and you can put it in infinitely many ways possible, just based on your imagination and how you want to place things from the board as well.
So this is the CAD model of our part so far. Here you can just see what it looks like assembled. And on the left over here, you can see the insides of it. So more specifically, we have a couple main components. The first one's the trigger, which is it's mounted on this pin, and the spring holds the locking mechanism in place inside of this barrel. And the reel here on the back is essentially there's a string. You can see there's a hole in it. It's tied around that. You spin the reel, and the reel is fed through the entire gun, through the barrel, and then would be threaded through the back of the dart, so you actually wouldn't have to go pick up the dart. You couldn't lose it. You just reel it in, and that would also cock the mechanism. So the dart here, as you can see, is essentially just a 3D printed part with a little recess. So we have a magnet on the front. This hole here lets you thread the string that goes all the way through it, so you can reel it back in. And then this little notch here is essentially how it locks in. You can see here in the transparent barrel, the dart goes all the way back. There's a spring that compresses in this compartment here.
It locks in like so, it just goes into the front there and then locks in the trigger mechanism that's back here. The line will lock in there, and then it's ready to be fired.
And this is what it looks like without the dart in it. There's just a spring here. The trigger fits through a small notch in the bottom of that barrel, and then as the bullet moves back, it locks in place like a traditional Nerf gun firing toy. And then you use it to launch your magnet dart, to reel in some numbers to answer questions or whatever other targets would be in here.
And here we do have a video of the mechanism, so it's a little easier to figure out just how it works. And then once released and once in place, it would lock back into place on the hind side of the dart there. We did have a few issues just in general working with this and the spring mechanism, because there's a lot of forces involved. Where one, for a projectile, you didn't have a lot of force, which means the locking mechanism needs to be able to withstand that. So initially our trigger broke, so we need to make sure that going forward, like that we have to be stronger or made out of stronger material. Whether that would be using the FEA analysis or some other method to make sure too that it would be able to withstand any kind of pressure or forces that would be applied and stressed. efficient way of locking the mechanism because like we don't have a ton of feedback on the trigger as well as they decided to move as far as we thought we would need to make it move in order to actually to make the to disengage the lock on the darts. I think that's always something that's important to be a gamer is to be able to give technical feedback in any given direction. And then prototype wise, we have an initial prototype which we worked off in about 10 to 15 minutes using duct tape, cardboard, pencils, straws, a blender bottle, spring, and
Chopsticks too.
yeah, a ping pong ball. I mean, you name it, just about anything that we could get our hands on. And we had a ping pong ball firing out of it with the string being pulled back in about 50 minutes. I think it was really cool initially to see that the idea itself was feasible and that we could actually have something going forward. And it gave us a really good idea of like size-wise what we needed going forward, and in order to have it be useful and like relatable. And then the final prototype here, we have a video that actually worked well. Like I said, it didn't take a whole lot as far as moving from the actual tree in order to make it fire. So I think going forward, that's one thing we have to work on. Working with the darts, using the video of it. Yeah, and in the video we don't have the reel attached or anything because we didn't. One of the things we came across with the reel is that you do get a lot of friction, especially if you don't have a or anything on the other part. So when you fire it, one, you have friction caused just by the reel itself and the string being wound up on the reel, which makes it harder for the projectile to come out. And then two, we really didn't think about how much force you need to put on a little wheel with your thumb in order to actually make it lock in place as well. So kind of a little bit easier solution to that usually be ideal.
Also in the future, just to make this game more compatible with like different age groups, we can add like a chip in the bottom of the block to actually have it tell you if the answer is correct. So currently it's just like, it's like 2 plus 3. Oh, you have to go find 5, but like there's no really way for it to give you feedback telling you that you got the correct answer or that you have the correct block. The child is trying to learn what these numbers even mean. So we've got like some expansion ideas for that kind of stuff. We actually colored it galaxy themed so it could like be for both genders.
Also, another idea that we had was to incorporate some kind of turret, like not on one side of the board there to keep this thing stationary along the board itself, and then to traverse in one direction and also rotate up or down to allow for the toy to all be like one piece and just to negate that any kind of missing parts where the child may be occur in the future of playing with the toy.
Any questions? Cubes were easy to model and just can have maximum number of like magnets. So even if it's on its side or whatever, it'll still pick it up. Like the dart will still pick it up. But you can add other shapes. So you can even like make it a younger game. So you can either for a 3-year-old who's learning shapes, and they can like have a little card that says, "Oh, this shape," and then they go fish it.
I think magnets also originated from the original idea that we wanted to be able to place them and get feedback on whether you were correct or not. So we wanted to be able to just place them in a folder that gave that feedback that we could then display like, oh yes, you got it correct. So I think blocks were kind of just that visual of placing a block in a folder and getting that.
like a handgun that can like shoot?
I think, I think we definitely want it to be more toyish. We want it to be fun. We don't necessarily want that idea or concept. The original idea kind of came from where we had like a grappling. We had an actual grappling hook on something. You're able to like fish or shoot it out and fish and reel it in. It could have been anything you're actually aiming at.
Also, it was originally going to be like a barrel, like not to board us up there on some kind of like a trip, some type of mechanism. But then this one had it to be like easy to handle for the child and also be like more movable for our first prototype here. So this is kind of a result of that. For future versions, we probably would have like mounted to the board there and have more of a turret type of style to it than actual pistol type of style to it.